spark plug change on GMC Denali. We're gonna start by taking off the oil cap and pop this off. Just give it a little tug. Set it to the side. First step you want to do, you can see all three of the spark plugs right here, but it would be impossible to access them, so we're going to have to take off all of this and this air intake right here. So we want to start by taking off that and screw these two. Okay, we popped the cover off. First thing you want to do is take this off, but before you do that, actually you want to take this little hose off. What you do is you press down on it and turn it. And it should just come up. Or just yank it up. But remember that it goes into right here. So when you put it back on, you have to, put this in and then clip it back on. Set that to the side. Already loosened these up. So you just want to really, go ahead and unplug this. Set it right here so you know I got to plug it back up. Just give this a wiggle from either way, and it'll slide off. Okay, now that you got this removed and this hose removed, your next step, you want to remove this hose and connector down here. It's held in by a 10mm bolt right underneath here. I went ahead and loosened it up, so I wouldn't take any time. Loosen out the bolt, pull out the bolt, give this a little wiggle. It pops right out. You want to just set it down to the side like so. And then what I always like to do, I like to replace the bolt so it's no hard time looking for it, and everything won't go back together unless I put it back. And then the next thing is a 10mm bolt right here. You could go ahead and do the same thing. Remove it and pull this to the side and then replace it. And then pull this. Once you pull this up, you want to go ahead and sit it to the side. As you see, these was connected. I went ahead and broke them loose, but I put them like that so I could get a visual. You want to break those loose. You want to set it to the side. So now you could somewhat see like all the access. These are the bolts we're going to take out to access the plugs, but we got to, get this stuff out the way. You want to tuck this hose out the way right here. There's an anchor pin for this harness wire harness right here is right here. I already pulled it out. You want to pull that out, undo the bolt, and then you just want to kind of like move this to the side, because once we take this manifold off, we could somewhat wiggle it and get it, but this has to be out the way. You don't want to pull on this too much because this is connected to that power thing right there. So our next step will be take out these, I believe, 12mm bolts and open it. Is actually a 13mm you have to use to remove these bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's behind this connector. There's one right there. It's a short one. So you want to remove that. Once you remove that, as you can see, the whole thing can literally just come up. See your gasket down there? Which reminds me, if you're changing this, you want to do the gasket. And it's a little hard to get out with one hand. Let me see if I could. All right, we got her out. Want to be careful to not get any dust and debris inside the engine. So you want to make sure you cover this and also this up. But this is the area right here. You want to change this gasket, but you want to cover this up and clean it up before you. Okay, once you've cleaned off your gasket area, you want to clog up the hose with something that won't fall into there, and then you want to cover up that spot until you're ready to put your new gasket on. Next step would be 10mm bolt right here. I already did this one right here. And then this is how easy it is to disconnect these connectors. Once you do that, you want to pull the boot out, the ignition coil, and then you want to get your spark plug ratchet. This is a 5/8 spark plug socket. Then you want to, just like that, pull the spark plug out. Put the new one in, reverse the process, and you'll be good to go. Now that I repeated the process to all remainder of the spark plugs and engine coils, you know, we have the old gasket off, we have the surface all cleaned up, or as clean as it's going to get, and over here we have the new gasket already ready. Now what we're going to do is just install it. I'm going to put the camera down because you want to use two hands because you don't want to knock any debris, or you don't want to misplace the have the gasket off place, so you want to be careful with this part. Now that you got it on, you want to replace these bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to run them all the way down, and then you want to tighten them in this specific order, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 being the short one, 5 being this one, and 6 being that one. You want to tighten them down in that order and torque it to 18 foot-pounds. That's what I'm about to go do now. Now that you got them all torqued down, you want to re-hook this air intake connector. You want to pull these. They were on the side. You want to get them, connect them back right here. You want to connect this back right here. Put the bolt, put this back where it belongs. Don't forget to put this back in that little anchor clip. There was another one, this one right here. Don't forget to pull this back, just clip it right there. Just make sure everything's secure, and come back over here. Remember, we took this off. We got to put this back on. Remember, replace your gasket. That's a new gasket on there. And then this little hose right here. Alright, we went ahead and put this hose on along with this hose that connects right there. Don't forget it. Last step will be connect this. And then we got to put our little cover back on. And then you just connect the battery, start the car, and the check engine light clears. You ain't got nothing else to do. Just like that, no check engine light.